Yo, so this is a tutorial on how I made my my FPS overlay. This is not gonna be like a tutorial per se. This is more like a walkthrough on how I made mine. So I'm not gonna 100% like replicate it. Like if you want a replica of this, like exact copy of this, I'm gonna make another video on how to just import it with like 2 steps. It's gonna be way fast and like a short video. So this is more like an in-depth like walkthrough on how to do it. Step 1, when you download MSI Afterburner, make sure that you get the beta. If you don't get the beta, and if you only get the final version, you're not gonna be able to grab the latency. That's only available in the beta. And if you have a newer AMD CPU, I think it's the wattage is working, but not the temps or the usage. So just get the beta, and if you already have the file installed, you're gonna have to uninstall it and remove all the files that's been like saved on your PC. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. I've had some problems with that before. All right, before we get started with the overlay itself, some settings you need to change. That's not the right app. So open MSI Afterburner, go into settings, and go into the monitoring tab. And then at the bottom here, click and like if you want these values, the FPS. Rivatuner can do everything by itself, more or less, but it needs MSI Afterburner for the FPS. And then go into the benchmark tab and select the button that you want to start the benchmark. I have F5. I don't know. That just makes sense. So that's how when I like reset my FPS. So it's not like messing around when you're on the battle bus or like you're in the lobby. So you want to see the FPS in the actual game. Then inside of Rivatuner, this is where the magic happens, so to speak. This is the default, like the size. So I have it on like 1 step above. Also, I have Arial Bold 7 as my font. Unispace is the default font, which looks like shit. I don't know. I don't like it. So I'm using Arial Bold. And one more thing to note here is the benchmark mode. If you don't enable this, some people, for some computers, the 1% and the 0% lows doesn't work. So you have to go in and enable benchmark mode. Then to like set up the overlay itself, we go to plugins, overlay editor, check this, double click to open it. And before you do anything, as soon as you jump into the overlay editor, click view and turn off snap to grid. If you don't do it, it's like jumping around. It's just so annoying, bro. So turn off snap to grid. This should be off by default if you ask me. I don't know, bro. That's just so annoying. All right, so I'm just gonna quickly go over how to add stuff, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want to do, bro. So if you want this exact overlay, I have these files on Discord in case you want this, but I'm gonna make a different video on that. So step number 1, data sources, edit. And you need to add the things that you want in your overlay. So you click add and then just select, like I have the CPU usage, this one. Some people, more advanced people, maybe they want the usage of each core, or like something like that. So you just have to go in and click. I think it's better to select too much and not use it than to miss something and then you have to go back and select more of it. So I have a bunch of stuff. If you don't get the beta version, you get the final one. You don't get the latest stuff in the preset one. This is not available on that. There is also an option to get the motherboard, the name of the motherboard, your CPU, and your GPU, but it's just too much text. I want it to be as clean as possible. So I type in the Gigabyte 460 myself, and you can grab it here, but I don't know. It's too long for me. So I'm not using that at the moment. So add in the data sources, and then you go into layers, add. And this looks like shit. So I'm gonna recreate some of the ones that I already have here. So for example, Intel i5. All right, so Intel i5. Now use custom text color, white. I don't like the way it looks, bro. The like the default MSI color. It's not nice. And then we're gonna lower the size a little bit. Apply. And then we need to add another one. So we're gonna copy paste this and then put in 12400F. Now I like to change the color of this so it's more like easy to see like what's what. So that's how you add text. And a lot of this is just text, the history, the current, average, 1%, and all this stuff, just text. And to add some fun stuff, let's say the wattage, the temp, and the usage. Remove the text layer, click this plus sign, and then under the data sources, just select what you want. So we're gonna recreate this now. So we're gonna take the wattage of the CPU. So CPU, power. Add current value macro. Check. Okay. Apply. So that's how we get that. And same with the text. We're gonna use custom text color. Change it to white. Apply. If you want, you can just space and then add the next one. So CPU temp. Add current. Okay. Space plus frame rate. Click. Boom. And then CPU usage. Add current, okay, apply. There's a small problem when you just add everything to one, and that's if your wattage goes up above 100, you're gonna get one more number here. So boop, everything is just gonna be like pushed to the right. So in order to prevent that from this like moving around, I created two boxes. So I've split these up. So we have the power. I'm gonna keep that in the first box. And then I'm gonna move the power in the second box. And that's basically how I'm editing the video. Kinda noticed I forgot something. So the reason why I wanna split this up is because once you have your power in one tab and you don't want it to move to the right and mess the whole thing up, you need to uncheck the resize layer content and then switch where it's centered. So normally it's on the top left side. So then when it gets like above 99 to 100, it's gonna push everything to the right. If you put it on the right side, it's gonna push it to the left. So that way it's not gonna interfere with the other text. Kind of forgot to mention that, and that's kind of important. So all right, so that's how you add stuff basically to your overlay. Now, if you want a history graph, that's a little bit different. So don't add new text layers for texts if you want like the same color and size, and it's just annoying. All right, history, that's not how you spell it, but I'm okay with that. This is just a tutorial. Relax. So add layer, and then we're gonna remove the text, click the plus sign, data source, then add the frame rate history, but don't click the add current value macro, because that's, if we do that, I can show you, we're just gonna get a number, and that's not what we want. So add the history, but click the add embedded graph instead. Now, if you use the current template, you're not gonna get the numbers that control the size of this. So maybe that's what you want, I don't know. But if you click the graph and then use the custom template, you get these numbers that controls the size of it. So this is the width and this is the height. So if we put 30, it's gonna get way longer, and then 20 is gonna get way bigger. Maybe this is exactly what you're looking for, and maybe you want it in a more fun color. I don't know, bro. Everybody's a little bit different. So this is how you add like a bunch of stuff, more or less. I don't know. This looks pretty good. Maybe I should just keep like this. And yeah, I don't know. That's how I made it. If you have any questions, I most likely missed something. Oh, wait. Two more things. The box. If you want like a background, like a box, layers, add, double click it, remove the text, use custom background color. Now default is 50%. We can make this bigger. Bro, this is so annoying. All right, so 50% is a little bit too soft for me. I like it when it's a little bit blacker, like thicker. So I have like 80 something percent. And once you've added your box, you need to go into layers and then move to bottom. Otherwise it's gonna stay on top and block whatever the thing that you added. So that's how you do that. And then let's say you want a text box, but you change the name. Like I change this quite often, so it's easy to see. You can make the box the same size as the other box and just click the center one, apply, and then it's like it's gonna be centered all the time. So no matter what you type in here, we're gonna put in use code CleTac. That's how I made my FPS overlay. If you have any questions, if I forgot something, let me know in the comments, and I'm gonna post another video on how to import this exact overlay in case you want this. Yeah, so thanks for watching. Ni får ha det bra.